รับที่ตรงจุดโต๊ะลงทะเบียนด้วยเนาะสำคัญมากๆเลยค่ะ
ใช่แล้วนะครับและขอความร่วมมือนะครับไม่รับประทานอาหารหรือเครื่องดื่มในนี้นะครับอนุญาตเฉพาะแค่เครื่องดื่มที่มีฝาปิดเท่านั้นนะครับผมใครที่ยังรับประทานอาหารยังไม่เสร็จก็สามารถไปรับประทานด้านนอกก่อนเข้ามาได้ยังมีเวลาอยู่นะครับ
ถูกต้องเนาะวันนี้ก็เป็นแบบว่าเช้าที่ productive มากๆเพราะวันนี้เนี่ยรับรองว่าทุกท่านที่มาในงานนี้นะคะจะได้รับความรู้และก็ทักษะดีๆเพื่อที่จะไปพัฒนาต่อยอดความสามารถของตัวเองกันอย่างแน่นอน
ใช่แล้วนะครับผมก็สำหรับในช่วงแรกในวันนี้นะครับ
ค่ะสำหรับในช่วงแรกวันนี้เดี๋ยวให้พี่นัทแอบเกริ่นนิดนึงว่าวันนี้จะมีกิจกรรมอะไรเกิดขึ้นเป็นลำดับแรกคะ
ใช่ครับในช่วงแรกวันนี้นะครับก็จะเป็นการบรรยายครับในหัวข้อของเรื่องการเตรียมตัวเพื่อการสอบโทอีกนั่นเอง
น่าสนใจมากๆเพราะว่าตอนนี้บอกเลยว่าคะแนนของโทอีกเนี่ยสามารถนำไปใช้ได้หลากหลายมากในการทำงานต่อไปนั่นเองค่ะ
ใช่แล้วนะครับในวันนี้ครับเราได้รับเกียรติจากคุณธีรวัฒน์พงษ์อยู่ครับผู้ชำนาญด้านการวางแผนการเตรียมตัวสอบวัดระดับมาตรฐานทางภาษาอังกฤษหรือโทอีกนั่นเองครับจากสถาบันจุฬาติวเตอร์สถาบันเตรียมความพร้อมสู่หลักสูตรนานาชาติครับ
แต่ก่อนที่เราจะรับฟังการบรรยายในครั้งนี้เดี๋ยวดิฉันขออนุญาตนะคะเล่าประวัติของสถาบันจุฬาติวเตอร์โดยสังเกตค่ะจุฬาติวเตอร์เป็นโรงเรียนกวดวิชาสำหรับหลักสูตรนานาชาติที่นำโดยพี่เปิ้ลผู้ก่อตั้งโรงเรียนและทีมติวเตอร์มากความสามารถค่ะเปิดหลักสูตรในหลากหลายวิชาค่ะไม่ว่าจะเป็น SAT IELTS CU-TEP TOEIC หรือว่า TOEIC แล้วก็วิชาอื่นๆอีกมากมายค่ะ
ใช่แล้วนะครับและทางจุฬาติวเตอร์นะครับก็ได้เข้าร่วมการโครงการจัดการสอนให้กับองค์กรที่มีชื่อเสียงมากมายครับและด้วยประสบการณ์มากกว่า10 ปีครับในด้านการศึกษาทำให้จุฬาติวเตอร์ได้รับความไว้วางใจจากนักเรียนมากมายครับและยังคงพัฒนาและทบทวนหลักสูตรอย่างไม่หยุดยั้งเพื่อให้แน่ใจว่านักเรียนจะได้รับสิ่งที่ดีที่สุดด้วยนะครับ
ถูกต้องแล้วล่ะค่ะ
และในโอกาสนี้นะครับผมขอเรียนเชิญคุณธีรวัฒน์พงษ์อยู่วิทยากรผู้นำบรรยายในหัวข้อเทคนิคการเตรียมสอบโทอีกขอเรียนเชิญครับขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับวิทยากรของเราด้วยนะครับ
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, it is quite early in fact. It is quite early in Sunday morning, but I'm very glad to see all of you here. Have you got the handout? Have you got the handout? Starting with the picture. No response. Have you got the handout?
Yes.
Oh, okay. In order to be in Thai, we have the word krap and ka, right? To make it polite, let's say ใช่ครับไม่ใช่ครับ But in English, the English doesn't have the word krap or ka. So, in order to make your short answer, the yes or no answer to be polite, you need to answer it with the verb. As I asked you, have you got the handout? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. This one to make for your future career or your job interview. Okay. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jack. Should we wait or okay? In this hall, this is not a classroom, it is hall. Who has ever taken the TOEIC test before? Please raise your hand. I want to see who has taken the TOEIC test before. Which part is the most difficult part for you? The listening, the grammar, or the reading? Or every part? Actually, the TOEIC, the difficulty of the test is not that so difficult, but you need to complete 200 questions In how many hours? In 2 hours. In 2 hours, you need to complete 200 questions. So, for me, I consider the TOEIC test is a speed test. Today, as we only have 2 hours, so I can just introduce you to some questions from every part of the TOEIC test. Shall we start? In the first part, you will see a picture. And then what do you have to do? You have to listen. You can listen just for one time only, and it is very and it is very quick. You will hear 4 statements described in this picture. You need to choose one that best describes the picture. Okay, let's try the first one.
Practice test 1. In the listening test, you will be asked to demonstrate how well you understand spoken English. The entire listening test will last approximately 45 minutes. There are 4 parts, and directions are given for each part. You must... Number 1. Look at the picture marked number 1 in your test book. A.
The fuel truck is by the jet.
Number 1. Look at the picture marked number 1 in your test book. A.
The fuel truck is by the jet.
Okay, I pause it. It is quite impossible for us to catch a word, but in English, as I also a university lecturer, I'm teaching English phonetics and phonology, and also the English syntax, the English grammar. You need to listen to the content words. What are the content words? The word that is stressed. The loudest words, the clearest word. So I will play this sentence once again, and you hear 3 straight words. Those words are important words. Once again.
Number 1. Look at the picture marked number 1 in your test book. A.
The fuel truck is by the jet.
Okay. What are the stressed words, at least 3 words that you could hear? Fuel. Good. What else? Truck, right? And what else? Jet. Okay. Now you see, fuel, truck, and jet. It is possible. The first one is possible when you look at the picture. You see a jet plane, a truck, and you can see Esso, of course, fuel. This one is possible, so we can use this technique and listen to the second one. You don't have to understand every single word.
B.
The crane is flying low.
3 words, tell me.
Crane,
Plane, of course, we can see a plane. What else? Flying. We cannot see anything flying, right? Can you see anything flying here? Can you? And what is another word? Low. Good. This one is very possible, right? Nothing is flying in this picture. So, statement B cannot be the correct answer.
C.
The plan is to buy fuel.
What else? What can you hear? Okay, I will play it once again.
The crane is flying low.
C.
The plan is to buy fuel.
If you are not sure, you can write down every possible word that you have. That word should be this one. What do you think that is this one? Planned? Right, it is possible. Either planned or planned. Both are possible for us because we cannot hear the T, right? Okay, for this third one, and
Thank you.
The crane is flying low.
crane and crane.
C.
The plan is to buy fuel.
Okay, the third one, even though we are not sure whether the first word is the word a plan or a plant, for me, I speak English with a British accent, so for me, I acknowledge plant, but in the US, it is pronounced as plant, with the same meaning. We cannot say anything relating to a plant or a plant, so number 3 is impossible. Don't be panic, right? Listen to the last one.
D.
The playing field is wet.
Playing, and what else? Field and, okay. Wet, right? So, which one should be the correct answer here? A. Yeah, but everything, when everything goes with the picture, nothing contradicts with the picture. Everything we can find in the picture, we choose that one. So the first one is A. Okay.
Number 2. Look at the picture marked number 2 in your test book. A.
The driver is behind the wheel.
Okay, give me 3 words, at least 3 words, or 2 words that you can hear, the straight words.
Driver,
Driver, what else?
behind,
Behind, what else?
you,
Wheel. No driver. There's somebody behind something, but there is no wheel, so the first one is not possible.
B.
The electrician is around the corner.
Okay, at least 2 words.
electrician,
Electrician.
corner,
And another word is
corner,
corner. This one is possible. This one is possible. Possible. Let's guess we do not know the meaning of around the corner. It is possible. This man can be an electrician, and the place that he is sitting right now can be kind of a corner, right? But we have the feeling that it is possible, but it is not the best. We can keep it. We can keep it. We can keep it. We will delete it when we hear something better. This one is possible.
C.
The technician is at the controls.
Did you get these 2 words? Technician and control. If you have to choose between B and C, which one is better? Of course, C is better, right? And now, if we do D, perhaps D is the best.
D.
The chef is near the stove.
Okay. We can find neither a chef nor a stove. Not possible. So, B is something, okay, but not quite good. But C is better. So the answer here is C. Do you know the meaning of something around the corner? I'm not quite sure what I think. The nearest festival here in Thailand is ลอยกระทง I'm not quite sure. ลอยกระทง ใกล้สุด let's say, Loikaton is around the corner. It means that Loikaton will happen soon, will take place soon. Normally we use, let's say, in December, we say Christmas is around the corner. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming soon. Something around the corner.
Number 3. Look at the picture marked number 3 in your test book. A.
The audience is listening to a concert.
Okay. The word audience is good. Audience. Yes, these people are the audience, right? We can see the audience. What is another word? Concert. Good. Is it possible to be a concert? Is it possible? Why don't you think that it is a concert? We cannot see any musical instruments, right, on the stage. So this one is not quite right.
B.
The speaker is addressing the group.
Speaker. What else? Address. What else? Group. Let's check one by one. This person can be a speaker, and these people can be considered as a group. But what about this one? Addressing. The speaker is addressing the group, but is addressed, or the place that somebody lives. No, not that meaning. That meaning is in the noun form. This one, I will play the statement once again. This one is in the verb form.
Technician is at the controls.
D.
The chef is near the stove.
Number 3. Look at the picture marked number 3 in your test book. A.
The audience is listening to a concert.
B.
The speaker is addressing the group.
Address. Here, what tense is used in sentence B? The speaker is addressing the group. It is in the continuous tense. So the address is a verb. When I use STH, HTS stands for something to save our time. Another meaning of the word address deal with, cope with, tackle, solve. The word address has two meanings. The first one, to say something formally, and the second one, to solve a problem. Which one? Which meaning should be in this context? The red one, to say something formally. This one is very possible.
C.
The workers are returning to their jobs.
Worker,
Workers. What else?
job,
Returned and job. Not feed. Right? You can see. Not think is related to this picture. So this one is not possible. The last one.
D.
The musicians are watching the conductor.
musician,
Okay.
musician,
Give me 3 words
okay, musician,
that you heard. Musician. What else?
watcher,
Okay, watching. And the
conductor,
last one.
conductor,
Okay. Who is a conductor?
maybe the
Who is a conductor? Can you give me a context where conductor works?
in front of
In front of what? On the bus. On the bus ก็ได้นะครับ On the bus. Okay. Public transport. Someone whose job is to sell tickets on a bus in Thai we call.
รถกระบะรถเมล์
Yes, okay, and the second meaning. In music, someone who directs the performance of, let's say, musicians or the orchestra, right? Conductor. So the word conductors has 2 meanings when you refer to jobs. The last picture here.
Number 4. Look at the picture marked number 4 in your test book. A.
They're rubbing their fingers.
Rubbing. What else? Fingers. Of course, we can see their fingers, but nobody calls this action as rubbing, right? You know what rubbing is? Yes. Good.
B.
They're stretching their legs.
What word did you hear? Stretching and their legs. Okay, right? Too easy, this one.
C.
They're leading a band.
What word did you hear? Meeting, right? Meeting. But the last word, we are not sure. I don't want to put myself into your place when you are doing the test and when you hear some words that you are not sure. So okay. If you are interested in this one, then you must okay. You can search this word on the internet. In the meantime, I will find one for content and function words. You can search for this concept and you can practice, and in the meantime, I can find the file, I will show you the file. And now we are moving to the second part of the listening test. In this part, you see, nothing here. Everything the same, just the direction. Mark your answer on your answer sheet. So what do you have to do here? You will hear equation, a statement, anything, short one, and then it follows by 3 responses. So what do you have to do? You must choose the one that best responds to the question.
Number 11. Where shall we sit?
Okay, this is, for me, I call it a prompt because sometimes it is in a statement, sometimes it is in a question. But when it is in the question, you have to listen carefully. What is the question word? What is the question word? This one once again.
Number 11. Where shall we sit?
What is the question word? Where and sit, right? The question word here is where, and the straight word here is the word sit. So you need to select the most appropriate response for this prompt.
A.
How about the front row?
Here. How about, and then front row. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible, right? Only 2 lovely students here in the front row. A is possible.
B.
Before the show starts.
Before show and start. Everything that we can hear in B has nothing to do with the question word where, right? It has everything to do with the question word when. It has nothing to do with the question word where. So in this part, you need to listen to the question word first. You need to catch the question word. Very, very helpful.
C.
It's on the table.
Okay, this one can be the answers of question where, but the straight verb here is sit. Somebody may sit on the table, but very unusual. If you have to choose between A and C, because both of them can answer the question of where, which one is better? A, of course. This is how we answer questions in this part. Okay, let's practice another question.
Number 12.
This is a great restaurant.
A.
This one is not a question. This one is in a statement. What did you hear? Yes, this is a great restaurant. So, can be an appropriate response to this one, right? Restaurant.
It is. I eat here often.
It is, right? I eat here often. Eat here. Restaurant A, eat here. Restaurant and eat here. Possible, and quite good. But we must choose the best.
B.
I need a rest too.
B. rest.
C.
It's not that late.
It's not that late. What is being tested here? Not the words but the sound. Restaurant, rest, and late. All of them with the A sound. Okay. I don't want you to feel too stressful. Let me bring this one up. The A in English is different from the A in Thai. If I say I am Gere, I am Gere. Yeah, the A in English is different. At least when you live this country, you got one thing I feel satisfied. You can pronounce the A in English. The A sound, the A and E. A. Everybody pronounce it? A. If you say May, it is a Thai A. But in English A, you have to say A and E together. A. May. Okay. Which one is Thai A and which one is the English A? Say and say. Which one is the English version?
Say.
Yes, A and E. Yes, A and E. Say. Good. That is good. A. Number 12, the answer is A. What is the answers of question number 12? Good. A. Good. If it's an A, it's just a Thai A. A. And number 13.
Number 13.
How much does this suit cost?
What is the question word?
How much?
How much and
Simple.
suit, right? Suit.
A. It costs $130.
It costs $100 and something. A is possible, right? A is possible.
B. The suit fits very well.
What about B? What about B? You hear the same word, suit. But that suit is a verb, right? It suit me very well. It fit that person very well. So not the suit that we can wear.
C. There are 2 suits in the closet.
There are 2 suits in the closet. So this one, that one, the C should be the answers of how many instead of how much, right? So the answer here, once again, the answer here is A. Good. I'm managing the time on. If we have enough time, we can go back to this one to practice listening because I think the listening, you can practice, of course, by listening by yourself. The time that when I was a high school student, I use English every day, so I have a chance to listen to the English language every day. But normally in Thailand, we do not have many chances of using English outside of the classroom. But today, English is everywhere. If you are interested in English, You choose everything. The website, if you choose your preference to English and what the English, the more you listen to the English, the better it will be. And part 3, this one is a conversation. Is a conversation.
Questions 41 through 43 refer to the following conversation.
I'd be happy to type your letter for you, but can it wait until after lunch? I'm in the middle of something right now.
Of course it can wait, just as long as it's mailed this evening.
That won't be any problem. I have to finish copying this report, then I'll grab a bite to eat, then I'll do it. It'll be done by early afternoon.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. If you need me, I'll be in my office.
Number 41. What does the man want the woman to do? Number 42. What is the woman doing now? Number 43. Where is the man going?
Okay. I have decided to play the audio and to play the questions in the same speed as in the actual test. You can see that, as I told you earlier, TOEIC is a speed test, right? You have to listen, you have to process information, and you have to choose the answer right away. You have no time to think twice because that's it. And another conversation will start in, let's say, in 5 seconds. Okay, this one, I want to test your memory. What is the answer of 41? 42 and 43. Okay, if you cannot answer these questions, it means that you have problem with the speed. Now I will play it once again with a pause, but without help. I will not help you, but I will pause it.
Questions 41 through 43 refer to the following conversation.
I'd be happy to type your letter for you, but can it wait until after lunch? I'm in the middle of something right now.
Of course it can wait, just as long as it's mailed this evening.
That won't be any problem. I have to finish copying this report, then I'll grab a bite to eat, then I'll do it. It'll be done by early afternoon.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. If you need me, I'll be in my office.
The conversation, this one is easy to understand, so I decided not to pause it, but I give you time to read the questions and choose the answer. The first one, 41. What does the man want the woman to do?
Questions 41 through 43 refer to the following conversation.
I'd be happy to type your letter for you.
What does she say? I'd be happy to type a for, of course. You know everyone here. I'd be happy to type a letter for you. You know every word when they are put together with speed. It is quite difficult for non-native speakers to decode it, to interpret it. When I pause it, you understand every word. Those words are actually easy words, right? So, what is the answer of 41? A. Type a letter. Good.
But can it wait until after lunch?
Okay, but the woman says that. What does the woman want? The woman wants the man to wait after lunch. It means that she cannot type in a letter right now. So what is she doing now? Listen to this part.
I'm in the middle of something right now.
Of course it can wait, just as long as it's mailed this evening.
Sending email. Who says that? The man, right? But the question is who? You can see the choices. The choices contain the information in the dialogue. So, yeah. Do you hear it? Who say I forgot, but I heard send mail, so I should send mail. Right?
That won't be any problem. I have to finish copying this report, then I'll grab a bite to eat, then I'll do it.
Okay, this one is a typical type of the test. What they want to do, they want to confuse you. They want to bombard you with too many things. Okay, I will play that one once again. Do you hear? Copying the report and finding something to eat, something like that. But now, what is she doing now? You can see choice A, eating lunch. Yeah, she will eat lunch after copying a report, right? This one is the bombardment of the activities. The answer here for this one is
Copying this report, then I'll grab a bite to eat, then I'll do it. It'll be...
okay, right? The first thing that she is doing now is making copies.
done by early afternoon.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. If you need me, I'll be in my office.
This one is easy. Where is the man going? In his office. Okay. I look at the time, I think I cannot continue on more conversation because I have to teach you the grammar. This part, if you have enough time, we will go back to this one. This one is a monologue. The one that we have just listened to was a dialogue, a conversation between two people. This one is a monologue. How many people speak? Just one. I choose. I think this one should be the quickest. Question number 8. In the listening test, the numbers are often asked. What is the difference in the pronunciation between a 0 and 1-8? This one, the stress is here, 80. Yes. This one, the stress is here in T, 18. Yes. When you say 80 and you say 18, no one will ask you anymore whether it is a 0 or 1-8.
Questions 80 through 82 refer to the following recorded announcement.
Thank you for calling Jetstream Airlines. Please excuse this short delay. Due to our special low bargain fares, all our agents are busy assisting other callers.
Please tell me the situation of this announcement. What is the possible situation for this announcement?
Flight delay.
Questions 80 through 82 refer to the following recorded announcement.
Thank you for calling Jetstream Airlines.
Thank you for calling Jetstream Airline. At the airport? I don't think so. This is the situation when somebody is calling to a call center, right? To be a call center.
Please excuse this short delay. Due to our special low bargain fares, all our agents are busy assisting other callers.
Okay. You cannot catch every word, and this one is a typical TOEIC question. It tries to confuse you with the delay. Normally, when we call to the call center, sorry for the busy line, for the engaged, right? Because there are too many callers.
All calls will be answered in turn. Please stay on the line, and an airline representative will be with you shortly. Here's a tip for busy travelers.
What is the information in this part? When we are calling to a call center, and if we have to wait on the line, even though we don't want to listen to it, right? Like the announcement, the advertisement, something inserted while we are being on hold, waiting on the line. So, question number 80. Who is probably listening to this announcement? Somebody who called to an airline call center must be a traveler, right? And you can see potentials mean possible. When they use that symbol is something that it is not a synonym, but it is something related to possible. Possible travelers. Is it possible? Yes, this one is possible. Why is there a delay? Why is the line busy? Nothing to do with the flight, nothing to do with the fares, and nothing to do with the strike. So the first one, all the agents are busy, and in this one, busy here for the call center, and on the line we have another word for it, and that word is engaged. Engaged. And now listen to the tip while we are waiting on the line.
Planning your trip, don't forget to allow plenty of time to arrive at the airport. Improved airport security means longer lines when passing through security control. Domestic travelers should plan to arrive 2 hours before their scheduled departure time, while international travelers should arrive 3 hours ahead of time.
Yes, you hear, because of the increased security measure for the domestic inside the country, travelers should be at the airport 2 hours before the departure time, but the international travelers must be 3. Yes, they try to bombard us with information. We need to pick the right one for this one, and this one to other countries, not inside our own country. So the answer here should be B. This is an example of a monologue. That's it for the listening part. The problem here for the TOEIC is speed. I will put the concept here together, and I think this one is useful, especially for you in your English writing. I will start with English connection devices or conjunctions. Okay, this is my own technique. The typical ones, and, so, and, but. And, so, and, but. Now I want more interaction for you, okay? Can you give me the words in this group? Okay. I will go back to this page and I will show something first. It is raining now and we are at home. Actually, there are two clauses here. If I want to join these two clauses together, and, so, or but, ignore those fancy words underneath, and, so, or but. Just tell me the basic one. It is raining now. Yes, there are two possibilities. There are two possibilities. So, or, and, right? There are two possibilities. But the but is not possible. Okay. I start with the so first. When we use so, we just use it after a comma. After a comma. If the punctuation changes into a semicolon, you can no longer use the word so. You have to choose one of those fancy words under the word so. Which one you like most? Therefore, hence, as result, consequently, then which one?
Therefore.
You can use everyone under the word so. Therefore, and then a comma. Or if it is a full stop, T is in a capital letter. So that's why I group all of the words under the word so. The difference lies in punctuation. When you use a comma, you just use the word so. When you use a semicolon, you can use therefore. If you I don't like therefore, you can use this one. Then or you can use consequently as a result. Everything under the word so. Okay. Okay. Another possibility for this context is the word and, right? Okay. Imagine that. This one, you can put here, and it is raining now, and we are at home, right? It is possible. If you don't want to use comma and, you can use a semicolon with the same logic, and you can pick one member under the word and to use right after a semicolon. Which one do you like most? Moreover, this one. And put a comma. Or you end the first sentence first with a full stop and then start a new sentence with the capital letter. And put a comma. Okay. Obviously, the relationship between these two clauses, we cannot connect them with the conjunction but. It's illogical. So I have to write a new situation here. Right? It is when now a comma, but we are going out. Two contrastive sentences. The same logic. Here I have to use the word but because of a comma. But if I change a comma into a semicolon, I need to go back to this page and I have to choose one of those fancy words under the word but. This one, however good, however. Or I can put a full stop here and starting with the capital H. Right? Okay. And I can use this example. If you look at a commercial, actually they are not textbook, they are in Thai, they are like kumun, right? I think, right? Most kumun, most in English we call it grammar references, but for me sometimes it's quite hard to use those books as the references because they put however, but, and, or, though, and even, though. Under the same group, under the group of contrast. No, they are not under the same group, even though both of these two groups show the contrast, but this one, although or even though, if I want to use although or even though, I put it here, I have to remove the word but. The sentence will be, although it is raining now, a comma, we are going out. So they are not in the same group. When you decide to put the word although, no but. When you decide to keep the word but, no although. Yes. Please write it down according to your understanding. In Thai, I think, as I'm not only a tutor, I'm also a lecturer at my university, Thammasat University, and most of my students, when they write an essay, they love to put although and but in the same sentence. Because I think it is the influence in Thai ถึงแม้ว่าฝนกำลังตกแต่พวกเราจะออกไปข้างนอก right? In Thai, influence of the Thai translation, that's why we put although, and then we put a comma, and then we put the word but. Just choose one. If you want to keep but, remove although. If you want to keep although, remove but. Okay. Here, this group. Cause and effect. Very confusing, cause and effect, because they put because as and since, right? In the same category as so and therefore, because since as so therefore show the relationship of cause and effect. But in fact, if you decide to use because, as, or since, all of them have the same meaning. You need to put one here. Because it is raining now, no so. We are at home. If you want to keep so, no because. If you want to keep because, no so. They are not in the same place. Everything that I show you here so far in the grammar, I roughly, roughly call them conjunctions. Why I am calling them conjunctions? Because subject and verb. Conjunction must be used in front of a clause. And we can notice that that one is a clause. We can see the subject and the verb. Now I want to contrast with the same meaning. between a conjunction and a preposition, because in Thai we do not make such distinction. This is the main distinction between a conjunction and a preposition, because in Thai, both of them have the same meaning, right? Look at this one. Okay, look at the first one. Can I put a full stop over here? Can I? No, I can't. Why? Why can't I? Because when I use a conjunction, I need two clauses. I only have just one clause, so I cannot put a full stop over there. I need to put a comma. That's it. Why the students are taking a test, or you can say why the students are taking the test, up to you, this one. No one can talk. The word while is a conjunction because it is used in front of a clause. More or less with the same meaning, but with different grammar. During the test, and then a comma. During the test, a comma here. No one can talk, right? Now you can see the difference between a conjunction and a preposition. Okay. Now, when you have the general idea, I will go back to the page that I wrote with and so on. Once again. This one. This one. Number two, there were so many options, a comma. Everyone was satisfied. Everyone, everything, singular. Which one? This one is easy. Starting with something easy first, so 1 or 2. The answer here is B, because. If I don't want to use the word because, what else can I use in the place of the word because? The other two with the same meaning as the because. Since, don't confuse sing in the perfect tense and sing with the word because. The word sing has two meanings. And what else? As. Okay, good. Now, if I in this case, if I don't want to use all of these three words, can I put a full stop here? Can I put a full stop over there? There were so many options. Everyone was satisfied. Can I put a full stop? I can't because there are two clauses without a conjunction, right? What can you do here? You can put two full stops, separate them into independent clause and another independent clause. You cannot join them together with a comma, right? So if you will not use the word sin as because, what is another option for you? So, right? So, I'm using this one as the example, the one that I'm to teach you for your better understanding. I don't want to use the word so. I want to use something more advanced. Okay, you need to change the punctuation. You can no longer use a comma. If you want to use the word so, you say Nico and give me one word.
Therefore,
We already use that. Can we use as a result? Can we? Yeah. Can we use consequently? Can we? Yes, we can, but we need to change the punctuation. What else that we can do here? Okay, if you ask me about the degree of formality, commas, no, this one is wrong. Keep in mind and so but in the formal writing, we cannot start any sentence with and so but. It's wrong. In the formal writing. This one is wrong. Ajahn, I want to put a full stop. Okay, you can put a full stop. What else you can do? You can ask, read, so, and what? Yeah. I am making use of this example for you to see what we can do with the conjunctions. We can move the conjunction around with the punctuations, right? Now look at the question. Opposite 102, 106. What we can make use of this equation? Okay. The stockbrokers say the market was healthy, good, positive. They refused to invest more money. When something was good, but the one who said that did not invest their money on it. Something contrasts, right? Contrasting. Yeah, here, the answer here is although, okay, although. If I don't want to use the word although, what else can I use here? In this place, what else? Even though, good. If I don't want to use both of them, but I want to keep the relationship of these two sentences together, what can I do? I insert the word but, right? But if I don't want to use the word but, I want to use more than one word, I put a semicolon and tell it from your memory. Nevertheless, good. I expect you to answer however, no. However, we use too often now. We can use none, the, yes. But this one, I want to tell you something more. Look at the word but. In this context, a comma, but, In this side, we only have comma, so we have nothing else in that side. But in this side, the bird has its cousins. Yet, and a comma, okay, a comma here, and whereas. When you put a comma, you have three options to use. The typical one is the conjunction but. Or you can use the word yet with the comma, or you can use the word whereas after a comma. These three words do not occur after a semicolon. Right? You can use on the other hand, I think that's good. Now I want you to look at question 108. 108. Marketing is important. We hired a new public relations firm. What is firm here? Fit and firm? No. When you say fit and firm, that firm is in the adjective form. Is one the word firm? Company. Marketing is important. We are hiring a new PR, let's say. What is the answer?
Therefore.
Yeah, because we need the word so here, right? Never mind. But look at the punctuation. The punctuation here is a semicolon. So, therefore. Now from your memory, if we don't want to use the word therefore, what else that we can do from your own memory? Don't look at your note.
Thus.
Thus, what else? Hence, what else? Consequently, what else? What else?
And a result.
Then, right? Right. Good. I would like to make some tweet. Do you know tweet? Tweak to make some small change here. This one. Marketing is important. We are not hiring. So, what is the relationship between these two clauses in the contrastive relationship, right? Now, in the contrastive relationship, we have three options, but only one word can fit into this context by punctuation. Nevertheless, because the influence of a semicolon, good. If I change a semicolon into a comma, the answer will be but good. If the space is here, the answer will be either good. That's it. If you depend on the translation, you cannot do well in conjunctions because we can move the conjunction around the sentence. $125. sorry. What is the difference between sell without the S and sell with the S? Sell without the S, when you are selling something at lower price, sell. But sell with the S, the act of selling. The new sales manager cooperates with her colleagues. Who are colleagues? Co-workers. She is a valuable member. What is the answer here? What is the answer here? When somebody can cooperate with their co-workers, this action is a good thing, isn't it? Right? Yes. This is good. And she is for me is very positive and very positive, right? So the answer, therefore. Okay. In fact, we still have some questions related to the conjunction, but I think we don't have enough time to cover because I would like to move on to something that quite difficult for Thai native speaker to grasp this concept. This one, the question that I think. This one, 1, 2, 6. I have been using this tablet since 2013. How many years?
See?
But I still cannot master the function of it. Okay. I highlighted two nouns. I'm comparing dog to coffee. Can you count dogs? Can you? Yes, so dog is the representation of countable noun. And this one uncountable. Okay, I must be faithful to the type of the nouns. Look at the dog. I call it dog number one. Look at dog number one. It is wrong. Did I count my dog? Did I? No, I didn't. Right? I have dog. Can you tell me whether I have only one dog or more than one dog? No. So, dog is number one. I did not count my dog. So it is wrong because dog is a countable noun. I must count it. Now turn to the blue one. What is the noun over there? The word coffee, right? I cannot count coffee. Ajahn, you can count it. Yeah, you can count by the container. A bottle, a cup, pitch, a mug, a jar, right? But you cannot count coffee itself. Look at the blue. I like coffee. Did I count my coffee in number one? Did I? Did I count my coffee? No, I didn't. I leave it as it is. No A to show singularity, no S to show plurality. I leave it as it is. I did not count it. So it is correct because I am faithful. I am faithful to the type of the noun coffee. Now look at my dog in number two. I have a dog. Did I count my dog? Did I? Yes, I did. I counted I have only one dog. So this is incorrect because I follow the class of the noun for the word dog. I need to count it. I have one dog. And the blue one in number two is wrong because coffee is uncountable. I cannot count it. The same logic is applied to number three. Number three, did I count my dogs? Did I? Yes, I did. Look at the blankets. The blankets shows the option. It is my rights to tell my listeners whether I have 2, 3, many, some, a few, just my dog. But I count my dogs. I have dogs. More than one. I count my dog.